Hey guys, what is going on? I am going to do a quick video on how to do the oil change on the V10 Beast. I've put about 650 miles since I rebuilt the motor with the forged internals, and it is time to change the oil. And I also want to send a sample to Blackstone Labs to see how it's breaking in, and hopefully everything's good to go. So I'm going to take you under. We're going to do a quick video how to remove the oil filter, how to top it off, pour the oil, etc. I apologize about the mess, but I'm actually working on both the WRX and on the Viper today, so it is a multi-purpose video today. So anyways, we've got the oil. I've looked on the forums for the Viper, and of course there's the manufacturer recommended Mobil 1 040 on the forums for the supercharged cars, as well as track guys and guys that have a ton of experience with the Vipers at the track, turbo or supercharged. This was one of the highly recommended ones, and that's actually what's in the car now after we built the motor, the Rotella T6 Blue Bottle Full Synthetic 540. So this one's actually rated for both diesels and gas, and you know, if you're rated for diesel, it's actually going to have an extra rating specification in there, a little more stringent requirements than gasoline itself. So this comes highly recommended. It's pretty cheap. They sell it pretty much anywhere. AutoZones, Walmart, any auto parts store out there will carry this. The other thing you're going to need, of course, is a tool to remove the filter. Normally you want to hand tight this on there, but people always, I don't know if it's with time and heating and cooling, that they get on there pretty tight. So and of course you're going to need the filter itself. I got this one on eBay. Let me see if I can get the part number on here. Yeah, it's actually not on there. Not a good shot, but that's the recommended one. This is the Mopar SRT filter that I was going to go with, and let me grab it here so you can see it. And I think this one works pretty much for any generation. I think first gen, second gen, and third gen. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. But I believe when I bought this one, it was listed for all of those generations. Hopefully you can see the part number right there. This is the SRT Mopar specific one. That's the one I'm going to put in there. So let's go underneath. As always, the first thing you want to do after you jack up the car and you have it securely up in the air or on ramps, make sure you've got your jack stands and everything else for safety. You want to remove the oil cap so it can breathe when the oil's coming out. And as you can see, they recommend Mobil 1 040 from the factory. I'm going to go with the Rotella. That's what a lot of the track guys recommend. Take that out. I just want it to breathe a little bit, so I'm just going to gently put this above because I don't want any debris or anything to fall within that gap right there. So I just want it to breathe a little bit. Then I'm going to come around this side and just lift the engine oil dipstick a little bit, so there's also some breathing that goes on in there. And I'm going to go underneath and take out the filter. Alright guys, we are underneath the car here. Hopefully you can hear me okay. It's really tight here, and my lens unfortunately won't go any further back. So I'm just going to take the filter out real quick. Alright, I got my filter tool on there, and I'm just going to go ahead and twist it, but I'm going to move the camera because I don't want oil to fall on it. So I'll come back once I get this off and we'll continue from there. Alright guys, we got the filter loose. Now let me explain to you why I like doing the filter first. These things can get stuck a lot of times, and I hate draining the oil. I don't take it out all the way, I just loosen it because some of them can be under pretty hard. And so before I go through all the trouble of draining the oil and everything else, I want to make sure that the filter at least comes out. So now that I know the filter will come out, it's time to pull out the drain plug and drain the oil and get moving. Alright, I've got my oil collector, whatever you want to call this thing, so that the oil can fall in there. And I need a 16mm to loosen up that drain plug. So let's go ahead and get that, loosen it up and get going. I'm going to put the camera down again because I don't want to get too much oil in this thing. And there it goes. Boy, that oil is dark already. It's only been about 600-700 miles. So I'm going to go grab my Blackstone collector real quick. I should have had that ready under here, and fill up a sample. Alright, I was able to get my sample in there. Spilled a little bit of oil. Hopefully that's enough. I'm not sure how much they want in there, but that should be plenty. And it's still draining. It is 10 quarts of oil in there. It is still going. It's been like 10 minutes and this thing is still draining, so slowly but surely. I would take the filter off, but unfortunately the oil collector here, the oil catch pan or whatever, it's just not big enough, or wide enough I should say, to capture all the oil falling from here. So to avoid a mess, I'm just gonna patiently wait for this to drain some more. and then I'll move on to the filter itself. Alright guys, well that was pretty simple. Got the filter out, put the new one in there. As you can see, this is the Viper one. And got the drain plug back in there. It took a while to drain all 10 quarts out of this thing, I'll tell you that. Probably 20 minutes for it. I just let it sit there and came back in and it was dripping, so it was pretty much good to go. So now let's top it off and get this thing back on the road again. Alright guys, time to fill this bad boy up. Trying to do this without making a mess here. It's hard to see, but I try to go slow too so I don't overflow. Then about halfway through I like to check the oil dipstick as well. You don't want to overfill it. This one with the Paxton blower, I believe they recommend 10 plus maybe another half or even another full. It depends if you did an oil filter change or not. In this case I did. So I may have to go all the way up to 11 on this one, but I'll check the dipstick. I'll probably run it for 5 minutes, come back and make sure I'm not putting too much in there. That is definitely something you don't want to do. I don't even know if you can see this. Alright guys, that is going to be all for today's video. It's getting dark here. It got dark really quickly. It's still winter hours, I guess. So anyways, hopefully I'm not too dark, but that was today's video. Oil's filled up, oil filters changed. It's pretty easy. Hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. See you next time. Thanks for watching.